Well, while I'm on this jag, I will push the envelope a bit. I'll push it a bit further and maybe perhaps test your credulity. And I admit that what I'm going to share with you is a little far out, but see if it makes any sense at all. This is a concept that is mostly from my own personal experience. It happened to me, so you probably can't read about it anywhere else. And I'm sure that some of you will just shake your head, which is, of course, you're right. I even understand why you might do that, but still, I can't go against my own experience, so here it is. I'm 72 years of age, but inside this aging body is the consciousness of a 25-year-old. For some reason, it seems that I stopped aging somewhere on the inside on May 12, 1967. I can remember the day and the hour, after which I somehow froze in time at that particular age. I will spare you the story of how that went down, as it would be a long story of its own. And I can remember what happened to me before 1967, as a kid, but I remember it from the point of view of a 25-year-old. Even today, I mostly have the energy of someone that age. So what happened? I wish I could explain it exactly. But in general, I feel that part of me died or stopped on that particular day in 1967. And I've gently tried to ask others that I meet who are also older, what age do they feel they are inside? And the response I get is that the age others think they are varies. Not everyone is 25 years old. They are of various ages. So what age do you feel you are? And how do I explain this phenomenon? Well, something sure happened back then, or today I would be 72 on the inside, whatever that would be like. For some reason, the I of me stopped changing inside way back then. Call it the Peter Pan complex, but I've never aged a day since, at least as to who I feel I am on the inside. Something or someone stopped growing older. Now, what's that all about? I wonder. And it was mentally just a hop, skip, and a jump for me to start wondering if some inner cord snaps for each of us. Not at the age-old end of life, what we call death, but right in the middle, somewhere in our prime. It's like a kind of death, and also an ensuing immortality that appears to remain unchanging. And I grant you that this probably sounds kind of nutty, but as I pointed out, I have no other explanation. This is a real question for me, quest that I'm on, as my first teacher would say, question. Perhaps some of you reading this can enlighten me. If I want to get maudlin, I can say that I'm a 25-year-old trapped in a 72-year-old body, but that's not how I tend to think of it. What I do entertain is that a certain kind of death happens smack in the middle, in the prime of life, after which we don't change. In some ways, we are immortal. Furthermore, I believe that those who claim to be born again, apparently mostly evangelical Christians, are just those of us who become aware of what happened to them, of what I'm talking about here. And I also believe it happens to all of us. Thankfully, I happen to be and to enjoy being 25 years old, since that was more or less a banner year for me. I don't feel like 40, 50, 60, or 70 years old. I'm still 25. And you can color me crazy, and I'm happy to live with that. But before you write me off, ask yourself, what age do you feel you are? You might be surprised. My guess is that this happens to each of us, and that it is only the awareness of this change that's lacking. So just take a good look at yourself. How old are you? And looking is pretty simple. I just look, see how I feel inside, and find myself going back in time until 1967. Time stops there. Before that age, I can't see anything but some childhood history. I don't feel younger than 25. As mentioned, I feel just as I did in the spring of 1967. I may be stuck there, but I'm still very much present. And I figure, why not talk about it? Perhaps I'm not alone in feeling this way. So what are your thoughts?